Yeah.
What you cooking?
Yeah. This one probably got the angel jamming in the chairs. You call him Jesus, I call him Yahweh. It don't come from the script, it's hella yaliyah. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shahamashiach. Big Jews in the name and they scared of it. Break bread with the heathen, I'd rather not. China want war, Russia want war. Babylon, see your time is running out. Yeah, I done read Isaiah, Jeremiah, Daniel. I feel like I'ma see the King David. I've been cursed since birth, hung with the wrong niggas, uncircumcised. I ate from the wrong table. Was confused before, ain't read the script, and you could tell. I swore it was all fake till I realized how history disappeared. It was coded by a world that won't save you. Yahweh gon' make sure we get it. Lord willing, I get it, Lord willing, I see the day. That's why I ain't trimming on my beard, just trimming on these beards with these fringes on my waist. I don't care about images, just care about building up endurance through my faith. I don't care about images, I just care about building up endurance through my faith. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. I am thine, save me. I am thine, save me. I will never forget thy precepts, for with them thou hast quickened me. I am thine, save me. I am thine, save me.
I will never forget thy precepts, oh no, no. Oh no. Most High willing, I keep that frame of thought. And that's most High willing. Everyday battling flesh, getting ready for the war. That's why I gotta repent, pray fast, move on. I am thine, save me, because thine enemies make a tumult, planning schemes. That's why the world waxing weak, gave up the world and the we to serve the Lord as my King. We got the faith, yeah, we believe. Sooner than later, you gon' see. Every eye shall see, every knee shall bow. Wow, that's power. If you fit the curses in Deuteronomy well, that power is ours. Time is running out if you ain't on the boat like the days of Noah. 2 Peter 3 and 6. Go 2-7. Work out your salvation. Gave me the precepts. I pray that I live by them. Running this race. Pray I'm enduring to the end. Pray I'm enduring to the end. Work out your salvation. Gave me the precepts. I pray that I live by them. Running this race. Pray I'm enduring to the end. Pray I'm enduring to the end.
All praises to the Most High. And I ain't letting know. Tell the devil it ain't enough. I know what you going through, keep going. I'm sure if they had their way, I been stopped. See, I can see them from a mile away. They in the cut, know how I play it. Then the food won't start the day, and I'ma play my part. Much is given, much required. I won't let them treat me out my place. Up, I gotta show where I'm from, how they play it hard. Don't know why I thought that it would change. When I came in, it's true. Once you peep the facial loans, then you're cool. The way they play the game, flaw, I never do. Stay in your place, I'm like a paw to these little dudes. And we gon' give most out of praise, he brought me through it. My mind stay like anything, we can do it. We putting work up on this faith and we improve. I tried to tell them I ain't new to this. First we did it, now they doing this. Sticking to the manuscript. I think they follow the blueprint. Elohim sending me did not go. Tell my enemies to step it up. Tell the devil it ain't a no. Keep on going on and on and on and on and on. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. I ain't letting no. I'm gonna keep on going on and on and on. It ain't a no. And on. Tell the devil it ain't a no. I'm fighting. Look at all what we done been through. We done overcame all that they pretend to. We don't fold, we don't bend. We knew in due time we would overcome. It's like a jungle sometimes. It made me wonder how I keep from going on. Can't experience, I don't worry. Most I said look up at the birds, think about it. Call them bird brain, but somehow they maintain. If I do that for them, if for you, don't you think I'ma do the same thing or more? Gratitude, grateful. He said no one gotta support you, I separate. Get two, walk together, let's stay agree. Be the hand, I be the knee. Don't matter to me, get on your job, no indeed. Don't wanna hear your sob story, no indeed. Teach you how to lead this life for peace. Take the choice, blessings or curses. You know we in the week, and you can't stand next to me if you pretend. Before the 12, we endure to the end. Let's go. I'm fighting, yes sir. I'm fighting. It's the most going on and on and on.
say they are them that keep the commandments, cause them have the right to the tree of life and can go through the gate into the city. Cause without, them a dog.
Thy kingdom come is told meg, so obey the Mosaic, nigga, that's grave. Like the captivity when holy Moses stole the locust, scoliosis, get back crazy. Christ the living water, free to wave, will behave. I need a slave, Mr. Passways. He just laughed and said, nigga, it ain't over till then seen a higher choir full of fat ladies. Hamashiach birth was perfect, he don't act shady. Spirit dope from the womb like a crack baby. We Christ followers, let America meet the black Navy. And watch this privileged Christian cracker like black slaves. Israelites, bitch, we humongous. Wise Q and Q the cucumber. I prep twice, my mind 2 bunkers. Voice of choice to the newcomers. My Micah Myers, I need blue jumpers. 300 kosher soldiers, Leonidas. Awards ready, Gideon Titus. No being nice, a knife to Dionysus. My law heathens, I quit being biased. The key to tree of life is being pious.
You loudmouth bitches barking at the dog whisperer. You will catch these paws in the name of the living word. I don't pump fake, I'm a pivot around this perimeter. They bite the jab step, whole time I'm checking your temperature. I can minister this literature in a verse into integers. All the babes in the truth weaned off the milk, get a quench of thirst. We are holy people, that's set apart like a room full of introverts. I guarantee you have never heard that up in your church. You see this woolly hair, plus my feet the color of brass. I'm just here to prophesy, my foot going up your ass. I'm smart, while others chuckle, I'm glad I can make you laugh. Come on and sign it there, bro, all I need is your autograph. I got a stick in my hand like I'm ready to play fetch. You brag about your hands, but there's nothing you can't catch. I'm a landlord, no dog trying this complex. Been stepping on shit, can't keep my feet off next.
Yeah man, tell them boys, say, yo, you know hear me chain? Yo, hold my glasses, let me talk to them boy, yo. You see in the kingdom, you know see my mansion right there, sir. You know see my car, yeah man, you know see it, you know? Yo, Christian Corey, now look for them now. Them outside of the gate and them can't come in. We eat everlasting fruit. No more pain, no more hunger. Just riches and wealth and good life and living. But because you don't keep the commandments of the Most High, you're outside of the gate now and you can't come in here.
Deacon. Only 12 tribes in the kingdom, the dogs are outside, weeping and gnashing the teeth. You hear the outcries, to get there you gotta be humble and denounce pride. They in awe when them chariots come. You see the mouth wide, shout out to the northern kingdom. But I'm from Southside, we outside doing the work. You on the couch fried, the greasiest. The flow was easiest, swatting house flies. The big shark that outgrew his tank, you niggas drought size. Edomites faking the truth, but they about lies. Niggas don't pop it, they gossiping like some housewives. They call it Sakari for a reason. We throwing out knives, y'all lukewarm newborns. I like devout guys, you think you confident in the spirit until the doubt rise. Famine of the word, you won't hear it until the drought dies. I was in the streets like a Muslim, handing out pies. The big cat comes in the room and watch the mouse hide.
Hey, Deacon, use your inside voice. You ain't outside. Out lies the white man by the gate and he listening. Stop your voice of many waters, go switch to your pictures thin. You embarrassing our fathers, be proper when you sit with men. And cross your legs, straighten up your posture and lift your chin. Be master's pattern model when the Oscar shit bitch pretend. Man, why the hell I'm pushing Stockholm? Now that Abraham Stockholm, Jerome. I'm by Yahweh, fuck a goof too. Yahweh shy, pluck a tooth loose. He that lead of luck, a noose loose. Syrophoenician, fuck us deuce deuce. Carbon fifth, chuck a few loose. Duck, duck, yep, a goose loose. Brain splatter, call a couscous. Then dance on it, bust a duke deuce. Recruiting fruit, yep, a poop coop. Body of Christ, looking Bruce Bruce. Big dog, knuckle, cop pulling until they click and load them. She no swift as eagles aboard the seat out her nigga scrotum. Put the stick in the V flying until they Jimmy Croton. Robbing Jews and Jews of Judas, casing the chicken on them. But with Christ, bird's eye view, precision vision, show them fire bombing shit out the sky. Doubt them, we semicolon. I hawk them down, walk them down, convict the sentence on them. Then take them through it, make them do it, pigeonhole them. We did them foul, but fair. We read the holy prophets in context and we parroted verbatim. Esau's church that's out here wicked it. Culture vultures. Christian.
So here one now. I warm to them boy, man. And not even know if them serve God the right way. Live a righteous and positive life. There are bare things the most I have for them. Yo, a long time I watching Corey. A bare things you go on with the most I respect, you know. A man of intelligence and excellence, you know. One man who read the Bible and live it. And instead of just talk the talk, yeah, walk the walk, Corey.
The cipher.
Brother, Jonathan got bars, man. He got bars. But he always making slow music, man. Wanna pray to his music, meditate. He can't get hype, man. Sometimes I wanna get hype for the Lord. Come on, man.
Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, keeping them close. Man, we got fringes and seats on the clothes. Me and my brothers ain't sleeping, we reading the secrets. The deepest you've been is the ocean. Now we've been swimming in waters that's deeper than rivers to Jordan. We creeping up on them. It's the 14th of the month. Bone Thugs one day late for the show. Oh. Ain't never been out, ever since Redder Pen Pals. You too late, you let them in now. We like veterans, niggas that's power. These secrets only come through steady, no regrets. We walk through water like Jesus. We raising the dead, you see this. Look at this evening pose. Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post.
We hold in post, chopping up doctrines that ain't coming close. They had us to strike like I'm Warner Franco. We're Rochelle toast. Wisdom is better than silver and gold. This water is knocking down wicked Pharaoh. Can't swim through the sea, man, that fan was too slow. Pharaoh was sober-minded, think he can and go. Escape on a starry night, Victor Van Gogh. Living good unchained like Quincy Django. Sharpers down in the hood, now they wanna tango. Death angels coming close, so watch your back, bro. Watch your back, bro. We gonna that land, we gon' eat that. That better, bitter herb, we gon' eat that. Doing this till you how I come and see that. We that. Oh.
Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post. The Pesach and Nissan. We found faith in Misraim. We got to be strong. Walking through water, pray we don't sink. Strapped up, boots tight. Walking up right, boy, we don't lean. 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 Walking up right, we see that. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the blood on the post, blood on the post, blood on the post.
Shalom, 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 Yasha'Allah. Welcome back to another Milk Mondays. I am Officer Knock. I'll be joined soon here with Captain All Your All for tonight's class. But before we get started with everything, I want to first give all honor, glory, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem and Mashak Yahweh Shai, as always. And we want to thank everyone for being a part of our classes throughout the week with Anointed House of Saints. We do appreciate that, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to get this information, this good news to our people, right? So tonight's class is going to be, hold on one second. Salakia. Tonight's class from Milk Monday is called, or is titled, "Is Israelites or the Israelites are dead?" Right? Question mark. Says who? Right? So we're gonna get into some videos, find out what this is really talking about. I think Captain has a few things he wants to bring out concerning this title. But before he gets here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and give some announcements that I usually always do. So first things first, any brothers who are wanting to put their brick in, who want to do the work with the Anointed House of Saints, you can do so by sending your interest through email to us at anointedhos@gmail.com. In the subject line, make sure that you add or put in the subject line prospect, so that we'll know that you want to be a part of the prospect phase. We'll get that information to you as soon as we can. Also, upcoming events, right? Let me pull up the calendar here real quick. Upcoming events for our feast day calendar, right? We just brought in the new year, so happy brew year to everyone. This is the month of Abib, but we have the Passover right around the corner. That will be coming up on, for at least for AHOS, we will be memorializing that on April 11th, which will be in Atlanta, Georgia. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull this down and bring Captain up. I think he might be ready here. I'm not sure. Maybe he is. Let's see if we can bring him up real quick. Hold on. There we go. Shalom, Cap. Shalom.
Hey, shalom.
So we have our Anointed House of Saints Passover, Feast of Passover, that will be taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, once again, April 11th. For that whole weekend through the 13th. Anyone who is wanting to participate with Anointed House of Saints at the feast, you can do so by going to our website, and we have a website where you can go and purchase your tickets. I'm not sure if tickets are still available. I would assume they just may be. So if you want to be a part of that, please check out our website at anointedhouseofsaints.org and hit the events tab, and that will give you information as to how to purchase tickets to attend Passover. All right. Also, I think there was something else I'm going to do that later. As everybody comes in the building, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Please like, subscribe, and share. I did want to do something here. I wanted to go to, actually, you know what? I'm going to do it at the end of class because we did get started a little bit late. So, Captain, if you're ready to go.
Just hold on a second. No, just do what you got to do.
Okay, come. In that case, let me go ahead and give a shout out to some of our dedicated peoples that always show up and show their support. It's always wonderful to see that. So let me go ahead and start it off. And as always, want to give a special shalom to Sister Johanna. Shalom to you, Sister. Shalom to Sister Charlicia. Shalom to Brother Paris. Shalom to Brother McGinn. Shalom to you. Shalom to that mighty soldier Nadiyab. Shalom to the mighty officer Kasadia. Shalom to Sister Malka. Shalom to you, sis. Shalom. Let's see who else we got in the building. There we go. Shalom to the lovely Sister Beline Christella. Shalom to the mighty soldier Araya. Shalom to Amram. Shalom to Sister Rose. Good to see you. You give me too much, Paris. You give me too much, brother. I ain't even gonna say that. But shalom to everyone. Hey, check this out, y'all. You know what's kind of cool about building this nation back together is that we get to actually do things that we've never, ever had to do before, never really cherished before. What I mean by that is that this is a time we can actually start supporting one another. You know what I'm saying? Anointed House of Saints, we put together our website, which I think is coming along very, very nice. I go to it just about every day, which is kind of funny, but I do. I go to it every day. Can you guys see that? Is it showing? I can't tell if it's showing, Cap.
All right, hold on a second. It's showing, bro.
There we go. So the reason why I wanted to pull this up is because I want to show all the different features that we have on here, right? For those who are new to our channel and may not be familiar with the Anointed House of Saints, one thing we want to do is we want to get as much people coming over to the website, right? Coming over to the website, checking out all the things that we have available on the website, because this is a valid piece of resource for our people, because we have our calendar events, we have updates, we have things that we sell. We have our blogs. We have all the things that you need. You can shop for merchandise, all the things Israel, right? But it also shows our support for one another as we build this kingdom, right? So on this website, we even have what's called a support tab, right? When you hit the support tab, what it's going to show you is that we have donation packages for those who would like to donate to Anointed House of Saints, right? We have 3 different packages that we actually have put together. We have the foundation supporter at $20, the growth supporter at $50, and the mission partner at $100. And they all include incentives, right? They all include incentives for anyone who is able to dedicate themselves to a monthly donation of any of the 3. You go down here and select. For those who may not be able to, do that right now, and you do want to still support us, but you just can't be a dedicated supporter every month, we do have our Cash App at $AHOS School, where you can give alms of any amount. Any amount is appreciated. All these donations go to everything towards our school, towards the congregation, and towards, most importantly, to the community that we're trying to serve. Also, anyone who wants to purchase, right? Anyone who wants to purchase items, we also have a shop on the Anointed House of Saints webpage where it will be constantly, we'll be putting new merchandise on. But right now we have a few items on there. Check it out, all right? Check it out. We got hats, we got bags, we got blankets, we got shirts, and we got more to come. Not only that, what I also want to show you this, right? I want to show you this too. We also have brothers, right, who are also involved in their own separate businesses, right? Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be able to be self-sustained, right? So what we're doing is that we're gonna showcase and advertise our brothers. And as you see here, we have what's called Smooth Like Butter. If anyone has already purchased any of these products, you already know that they are the bomb. I know others have. But this is how we support our family. This is how we support our businesses. This is how we support each other as we bring the kingdom together. I just wanted to show that to everyone, just so you can start kind of maybe checking out these websites, checking out the things that we have on them, and then sharing them with your friends and family. All right, I'm gonna stop that. And let's see, I got some other things, but I do want to bring that out a little later. Captain, if you're ready to go,
yeah, we good.
Start. Shalom, everybody.
All right, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, Salakia, before you start, Magan asked what that track was called. That track that played last, before the Blood on the Post, which is our intro track, that was called Without Our Dogs. That's by brother Christian Corey. But you said that they was really riding nice with the beat, right? So I got to tell you who produced the track. It's from the one and only, from your brother at Anointed House of Saints, not me, but your brother, Officer Boaz, better known or also known as DJ Ill. For real, y'all give up for the brother because he has mass skills when it comes to producing those tracks. But that's where that came from again. So now you know. But go ahead, Cap.
All right. So start by giving all praise and honor to the Most High Yahweh. All right. By Shema Mashak Yahweh Shai. Sorry I'm late. But today we're gonna get into this video that Knox sent me. I'm not gonna lie, I ain't get to see much of it. So I guess we're gonna be watching it together. But Knox, what was your take on the video before we get into it? Because like I said, I didn't really watch it and you were the one that sent it. So
So the video, I mean, it's gonna be a video that some may be familiar with, some of the with the brother who's presenting the video. He's known around he's known to challenge everything Israel, and more specifically challenge everything that so-called African Americans consider to be their heritage, meaning that the brothers like you and I and everyone out there who accept the words of the scriptures and the prophecy, knowing that we are the children of Israel. We have a brother by the name of Brother Garfield, who's actually, I believe he's a Jamaican brother, so-called Jamaican brother, but he's always been a defender of everything, I'll just say it like this, everything that the white man says doctrine, in a sense. That's probably the best way I can explain to him. He is a staunch, I don't even want to say that. He's against us being able to claim our rightful nationality. And he brought out a video called Hebrew Israelism, which
he wants us to be African.
Yeah,
that's his stance. I hate that he went for the white man. He believes that the white man was right when he called us just West African people, and he believes we are the original people of West Africa. but when he claims that he fashions himself to be this great historian. So I'll leave that there. But
definitely. He also tends to he brings out the names. He does. He's not a person who will hide who he's going after. So in this video, he mentions that he's going after all camps, so-called West, the West One West doctrine. Some who may not be a part of the One West doctrine, but pretty much all things Israelite. So we're going to check out a few things on his video here that he has to say that I find, and you may find something a kind of intriguing on here. He goes off talking about who we believe or we're taking someone else's identity. We're being tricked and fooled. But then he says something very specific about particularly African Americans. But you can go ahead, Cap, if you want to go from there.
Salaki. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we basically gonna watch this video and I guess react to it. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, y'all hit the like button when y'all come in the building and see what this knucklehead has to say.
Say something, brother. He just jumped on.
No, I'm jumping in and out, but I'm with you, Garfield, because the Hebrew Israelites has caused a lot of disruption in our community. So I'm glad someone is on them to, correct the abuses. Go ahead, brother.
And I love my brothers, but let's stop playing this game.
Well, I already know once you roll against Mama Africa that something was wrong with you. Mm-hmm. So I don't have no problem. I may have a problem with my...
Thank you, Sublime Prince. And Colonel GT 50 the new 30. Well, I'm right here. This is me. See me in the picture? Same guy. Same guy. All right. Hey, let me say this, man. And thank you for the comment podcast. All you say what you said. I don't care. All right. So what I'm gonna do, family, I'm going to Mika say you're much older than me. 50 looks good. Yeah. Christ is a Native American Indian deity, not a European deity. Okay. All right. Let me catch my cap on the side like a real Jamaican now. I said to him, I said, listen, my panel is free to anyone to come on. Let's not be sensitive. Come on, address Garfield as a man. I give everybody as they come on 2 minutes.
Let me fast forward. Salakia. Y'all know how I do when we get on here. Service and everything when I act stupid.
The whole entire planet Earth. Let me go to my NOI teachings. 196,940,000 square miles. Out of all the people in the world, who influences more people than the African American or the black man in America? Who does? Nobody influences the world. Hip hop, the way we dress. If you go to Jamaica, my home country, everybody in Jamaica.
Would you be able to go back before he got to that part? Is that kind of like where you remember it started? Right before he started saying about that.
Let me go to my NOI teachings.
No, go back a little bit further. I didn't get timestamps. It's locked.
AHOS are the most unique Africans.
Yeah, keep going back. There's something that he's kind of started a little bit back further, and he started a little bit before.
He goes, why does it bother you? As a man, I give everybody as they come on 2 minutes, and he goes, why does it bother you that we claiming? You know why it bothers me? I'm gonna tell you the truth before I get to this point. I should have said this later. African Americans, black people in America, FBA, AHOS are the most unique Africans that came off the slave ship. I'm going to say that again. My Jamaican family going to be upset. But I got to be honest. They are the most unique African descendants out of all the tribes of people that came off the slave ships. Why you say that, Garfield? Everybody in the whole entire planet Earth, let me go to my NOI teachings, 196,940,000 square miles. Out of all the people in the world, who influences more people than the African American or the black man in America? Who does? Nobody influences the world. Hip hop, the way we dress. If you go to Jamaica, my home country, everybody in Jamaica is trying to dress like an African American. They got their jeans off their ass now. You got Badman who been in Jamaica for years of them pants off their ass.
Can you give me Genesis 49:8? Garfield is not a guy that believes in the Bible. In a little bit, he's going to play Whack 100, which is also a guy that doesn't believe in the Bible. They're both going to be praising the Nation of Islam, which is people we don't deal with, right? I do know that much because I skipped through and saw little clips before I started the class. So, based off what I'm gathering so far, he's going to try to get on Israelites and, you know, make it seem like the black man is the most important people on the planet. I don't know what angle he's going to come from in there, or the most unique people on the planet, which he's not wrong about. But does he understand that that's a concept that's taught biblically, right? I know one thing that he's going to do is probably the same thing that Whack 100 did, which is liken the Israelites in the Bible to the religion of Christianity, right? So, like, you know how black people would say the Bible is not our book. It was made by the white man, and we didn't know nothing about the Bible until we got introduced to Christianity and this, that, and the third. And then you find out that's not true because, well, the Igbo people had a Bible. You know what I'm saying? The people in Madagascar had a Bible. The Ethiopians had a Bible. There's people in the Middle East that had a Bible. All this stuff before Christianity or the 1600s or 1400s crusades, right? So, like, we start to find out that that's not exactly true history. Then they start to try to throw up other different caveats and stuff to try to make their argument stick, which those don't end up sticking either. So I feel like that's the type of video we're going to watch. But I just wanted to show, since he's saying something about this, because I have a feeling they're going to get into trying to trash the Bible soon. So I just want to get this out the way now, since he's talking about it. That what he's talking about, as far as the, you know, black man who we would call the tribe of Judah being the most unique people, well, the Bible technically talks about that, right? Everybody's going to want to be like them, and the Bible talks about it in a way where it says that they will be who their brethren would praise, right? So, like, those are the ones you're going to try to follow, right? They're going to be the ones that everybody want to be like. You know what I'm saying? And to his point, that's literally what he's saying. So, go ahead, read that.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 49, and verse 8. And it reads, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
So your father's children are going to bow down before thee, right? You're going to be the one who your, you know, brethren praise. You're going to be in the neck of the enemies. So that's what's going on here, right? That's who the tribe of Judah is. That's just one of the many reasons that we consider the so-called African American to be the tribe of Judah. So
like I got something to add to that too, Cap. I noticed that earlier, right off the top, he talks about how unique, right? How unique Israel, or how unique the African American is, right? That everyone follows everything that we do, and Cap just showed that that prophecy of who the kingdom of Judah would be towards the rest of the nation, towards their own tribes and the rest of the nations, right? But even in 1 Peter, I'm gonna go to 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9, because the Most High has already given this this right and as to who we are. And it reads, but ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people. And of course, from that peculiar goes into being special, right? Goes into being, one of a kind, right? Separated from others. That ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. So, of course, we are the best. We are above everyone, like it says in Deuteronomy 7:6. And of course, we're also the salt of the earth. But I found that ironic that he was talking about how special we are, but yet he wants to not believe what the Bible actually says. Go ahead, Captain.
All right.
Ass. We're the pants off the ass like these young boys. Why are you doing that? Where you get that from? The black man in America. Rastafarianism with my brother Livical. Leonard Howell, who is the main Rasta, called the first Rasta, got his information from the brothers in Chicago, FBA. He admits that and took it back to Jamaica. Look at the Moorish Science Temple. Who started saying that they're Moors? When I grew up in Jamaica, my mother's a history teacher, y'all. This is why I love history, because of my mom. It's in the genes. Yeah. Who was the first to say that we Moors in America, in the world? African Americans, FBA, Noble Drew Ali, Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
They can't be the first to say we were Moors in the world as African Americans if the actual Moors are described the way that the African Americans are described. So that would mean black or people not black would be the ones calling these people African or Moors, right? These African American people Moors. When we look into the books that we read, right, where folks like I forget the dude that made Nature Knows No Color Lines name, but it's a brother, right? Folks like Rudolph Windsor and all them type people, we don't get their books in the history that they found without white people writing the stuff that they wrote down, right? And these white people were the ones that were writing first that we were the Moors. Feel what I'm saying? Just like that book I showed you guys on that PowerPoint I did on the Danes and Dan, right? What's it called? The Origins of the Anglo-Saxon Race, right? That whole book was written by a white guy. And he's telling you that the forefathers of the Danes and the Anglo-Saxons were black people. Right? So when you get books like that, those are actually the historians from back in the day that are telling you that the black people are this, that, and the third. We're reading those books and then, adding more history to it based on either things we could find or historical accounts from our families or whatever it might be, or both or whatever, right? That's what these guys are putting into play. But it starts with things that they typically read from other people. It's not just some theory that they made up on their own and brought to the people. Hey, we're Moors. Like, nah. But that's the way that people like Garfield like to try to, teach this stuff and swing it and sway it, right? Like we got actual historical accounts of King James being black, but he's going to say in his video he doesn't want people to watch it, or he don't want people to teach that anymore, right? Even though there's actual historical accounts, not from black people, that prove that he's a black person. So it's stuff like that, right? That's why I don't really agree with him being a person that is all about what the white man says, because the white man be the one telling the truth sometimes. He don't lie about everything. This thought process that the white man has lied about every single thing is what made a lot of these stupid doctrines be created in the nation of Israel that we have right now. Because a lot of y'all don't want to believe, the things we have in the book right now. So y'all be adding different things to try to make certain stuff make sense for y'all, because y'all don't want to believe what the white man's already discovered, or what you've been led to believe the white man discovered, right? Which is typically something he stole from somebody else. But point is, Garfield usually, which is this guy, usually goes for whatever is gonna magnify Africa, right? The white man told him he was African, so in that respect, he listens to whatever the white man says. But there's white men that also told us we are actually the Israelites and not Africans, right? He don't want to hear what those white guys say. There's European people, Middle Eastern people, Asian people that have all said we the Israelites, Ethiopian people that have all said we the Israelites, but he don't listen to none of those people, right? But anybody on the planet that says we're Africans, oh yeah, he wants to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So, certain information about what type of African we could be, like when there's a debate with Israelites and Shaka Amos, he'll watch that and he'll go against Shaka Amos if Shaka Amos doesn't bring about credible evidence. So even though Shaka will lose the debate to an Israelite, or Jabari will lose debate to an Israelite, he won't jump on the Israelite side or agree with the Israelite, though he, showed his comparable disagreement with the other side, right? You're able to see it. So, but he won't agree at all in any way, capacity, shape, or form with the Israelites. So it's that type of thing with him. I don't know if it's him just wanting to be right, or he hates the Bible that much, so he doesn't want the Bible to be something that actually belongs to us. I don't know what it is. But yeah. That's why I said I don't want to make it just that he hates or he listens to whatever the white man type thing is. When I said coon, I'm talking about him being somebody that just goes against what's right for Black, Hispanic, Native American people, right? So he wants us all to be Africans.
Who said we come from Islam, the nation of Islam, and the black man is the original man? Who said that? Elijah Muhammad, FBA. Who's doing that?
You see what I'm saying? And then he takes things that, because the nation of Islam told you the first person to say that was Elijah Muhammad. Niggas like him repeated that Elijah Muhammad was the first person to say that. But then when you hear Elijah Muhammad will say Farhad Muhammad was who taught him. So was Elijah Muhammad the one that first said it, or was Farhad the one that first said it? And then you look into it, Farhad tells you he learned from people. So was it Farhad's teachers that said it first, or was it, so I mean, and then you come to find out a lot of these people learn from Black folks. Farhad himself wasn't Black, but the people Farhad was learning from was Black. Marcus Garvey learned with Israelites, taught with Israelites, agreed with Israelites. He's going to tell you otherwise. We're going to prove otherwise. So it's like things with this dude, Garfield, and all them guys in the, pseudo-African community, the woke Sinetta community, right? They have this disdain for the Bible and any proof or historical evidence that shows that we are actually the Israelites and that the Bible is a book that we are actually supposed to be following, and that the Christian and Catholic churches that use the Bible don't actually use the Bible, right? Nor follow it, nor believe in it. And we can actually show you how to use it the correct way, in a way that makes sense, according to what the scriptures say. Like, doesn't matter how much you say that or prove it to them, they don't want to hear it, which is the issue here.
Malcolm X, FBA. I'm going to say this, y'all. There's no better, whether you call it FBA, African American, Black, whatever, more unique than even my own Jamaican family. They are unique. So everybody, family, comes to the African American and sell the thought of, I understand the Bible better than you. They sell in the Bible. And what happened is Elijah Muhammad was so good at it. He was the template for everybody. And when Farrakhan did what he did with the power in 1985, going around in African American communities all over America, talking to Black men in the early 90s, filling up stadiums. People like, who is this guy filling up stadiums? And he's not a sports figure. He's not an entertainer. He's just a guy speaking from the Bible. Elijah Muhammad wasn't adopted or FBA. He was a teacher. Well, I thought he was born in Georgia, brother. I thought he was from what do you call it? So I got, if you have information to correct me, I stand corrected. Put it in the chat, and I will reverse what I said.
He's cool with that being the case when it comes to things not regarding the Bible. But when we have information to correct him with things regarding the Israelites or biblical stuff, It don't ever stand with him, no matter how
Right.
much you correct him. That's never the
Right.
case. So
Right.
he's a liar too. You feel me? On camera. So let that be known.
But family, listen to me carefully. Everybody comes. Minister Farrakhan said that everybody comes to the black community and suck on them like a.
Let me fast forward. He getting on my nerves.
Ethiopian Jews, we this, we Israelites, we this. These are Caribbean people coming from the Caribbean, coming here. Why they gotta come to that? Why they don't go to their own communities? Hey, I gotta say that. India, near those type of areas where mosquitoes are. Okay, so in Europe you don't have that.
Here we go. Hold on.
Where malaria is up for actual Native Americans.
My bad. So
Save us. That's a lie. The Kingdom of Congo defeated the Portuguese.
All right, hold on. All right, here we go.
Yes, you can, because you got it from him, primarily.
My bad. We don't got time stamps. I'm watching it with y'all. So
can we make the case as descendants of slaves that it's a white man's religion? Yes, you can, because you got it from him, primarily. And
so brothers like him, I'm about to rewind it a little bit more so we could get context as to what he's saying. But what you got to understand about him once again is that they'll take the slavery thing, right? They know about the slave Bible. They know it wasn't the full Bible, but they never mention that or explain that when it comes to the context of the conversations that they're using. They always use it and dispel it as if Christianity is what we were taught when it comes to slavery, right?
Right.
When that wasn't the case. And then they also admit in other conversations that they, meaning brothers like Jabari and Garfield, right? But they'll also admit in other conversations that you didn't have the whole Bible, right? And that once we got out of slavery, you become a Christian, you get, everything but the Apocrypha, basically, right? And well, they still don't use it. They're teaching you things to do as a Christian that aren't in the Bible or that aren't biblical or biblically sound, I would say, right? That don't actually follow what the Bible wants you to follow, i.e. Easter and Christmas, right? As two of the most important biblical holidays. There's no Day of Atonement for Christians. There's no Feast of Dedication. There's no Feast of First Fruits. Nope. There's no Passover. No trumpets. No new moons. You know what I'm saying? They eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. So there's no abstaining from the things that go against the dietary law. There's none of that stuff for Christians, right? So brothers like Garfield will also liken what happened to us during slavery to Christianity and liken that to what the Israelites teach, when none of them are the same. What we got in slavery wasn't Christianity. It was just a form of the Bible, a very small form. Once we get out of slavery, then you're taught Christianity. But Christianity doesn't use the entirety of the Bible. And the part of the Bible that they do have in the church, they don't use all of it, nor teach from it.
Right.
Right? So none of it's connected with what the Israelites are doing and teaching and showing the people. But brothers like Jabari can't seem to understand that. Or Garfield. I keep calling his ass Jabari, but they're the same damn people to me, basically, right? But niggas like Garfield, this dude right here, right? The teacher, he doesn't seem to understand that. He can't get it. I don't know if it's the lack of a beard or the lack of a mustache or both. Or the lack of hair on the top of the head. It might be that too. But the lack of something, right? For him to be somebody who claims to be as intelligent and understanding as he is, he doesn't seem to understand that. None of those things could be connected. If we're actually teaching from the Bible and none of the other things that you're talking about had to do with being taught from the actual Bible, they can't be the same.
for religion? The book that the slave master gave you. He gave you the book.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Damn.
And then let's run with the narrative that he gave us the book. Well, why is it when we read the book, he's doing things that the book say not to do? So when we start to do what the book says to do, are we then still following the religion of the slave master? Would we then be using his book for how or the way he uses it? Or would we be using quote unquote his book a different way? So would it still count as, you know, the same thing as what he's doing? Right? If an Asian person pick up one of the voodoo books from West Africa and he start teaching the Asian people to do voodoo in Mandarin, right? Y'all gonna try to say it's different just because it's not African.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't we have the same privilege with the Bible and the white man taking it? Because we actually have proof that the white man took the Bible. They didn't give us anything. When you look up people that made the Septuagint, which the Bible that we have today is translated from, they're black people. Jerome.
Yep.
And his compadres.
That's before Roman Catholicism, right? That's before the Roman rule, right?
Yeah. No, that's after Roman rule. But,
No. I'm referring to the scriptures, not.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm referring to the scriptures. Like.
Yeah.
Meaning the Greek Septuagint and Masoretic texts and so forth. Those things that were we get, because I don't know if he mentioned anything about the King James Bible yet, or if that's coming up. I've watched a piece of that, but go ahead. Go ahead, Cap. I mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Can we make the case as descendants of slaves that it's the white man's religion? Yes, you can, because you got it from him primarily. And I'm going to play a video from home team history, because I heard Sons of Thunder Joel, the leader, and Tazaria keeps repeating that no African kingdom came to save us. That's a lie. The kingdom of Congo defeated the Portuguese and wrote the Pope a letter that says, send thousands of these Africans back that you took in the slave trade. So you can't say no African came. You got to stop saying that.
So a letter is the African coming? I'm just saying.
I mean, what is his point with that, though?
His point is to try to say that an African helped us at some point, because there's no point in history where he could prove that Africans ever helped us try to get out of slavery or escape America.
And he mentioned
that's also that's always an argument that gets brought up. We always bring it up when he's in the room and we have to talk to him because he's so, stuck on Africa and stuff. So we ask him, when did Africans ever do anything to help us? He can't never come up with anything. Only thing he's been able to find in this terrible historical accounts, right, that he finds, his pseudo historical frame, he basically just found a little bit of information that says that this king from the Congo, or president, whatever the hell he was, right, defeats the Portuguese and then sends a letter asking for the Pope to send Africans back. He ain't demand nothing. He asked him. And nobody got sent back. The king of the Congo had an army in which he just defeated the Portuguese. He didn't put none of his soldiers on a ship until they little African Congolese behinds to get on this ship and go get your brothers back, state by state.
Right.
They could have did that.
I want to add something to that. He also, since he mentioned the Congo, right? We know that the Congo, there's a lot of our brothers and sisters that came from that area, because you had King Leopold during the time of, I can't remember what time frame where King Leopold was ruling in. They took over the Democratic of Congo. That's where they got a lot of the rubber from. That's where a lot of the children were getting their hands and their legs cut off, right? So those Congolese may even be our people. So when he says African, which is a colloquial term over there, in that sense, it kind of goes back to our people anyway, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I would say some of the Congolese are our people.
Some not. Yeah, when I say that, I'm not saying it as a whole, but there were people of our people were.
Our people are everywhere in Africa. There's no place in Africa our people aren't. So yeah, I can agree with that. But there's like let's not start teaching that the Congolese people are by and large are Israelites.
Nothing what I was saying. It's just the fact that they were held under the white man also. So at one point in time.
I feel you. So were the Egyptians though, and all them other people. So the Congolese people, as I was saying, they didn't come, even with the people of King Leopold. None of them, whether Israelites or not, they didn't come from the Congo or any other place in Africa to come save anybody from America. Was the point. And he couldn't find nothing to prove that, right? Other than a letter that was sent to the Pope, which is still proving that. A letter doesn't mean anybody jumped on a ship to come help us with anything. They didn't come help us with a gas station. They didn't come help us get free. They didn't come help us with a grocery store, a supermarket, sell pinto beans or bean pies. They didn't help us with anything. So that's that.
That's not true, Tazaria. That's not true, Joel from Sons of Thunder.
Very true.
It's not true. Okay. All right. Native Americans caught. Asiatic 777, that's not true. Indigenous Native Americans caught have the sickle cell trait because of them actually mating with Africans. So they do have it.
So something else he's going to talk about is the sickle cell trait, because niggas like him, they try to find anything they could find to try to link African American people together and make them these people that, are different than everybody else. The sickle cell trait is something that he heard from somebody, right? And he's repeated that and used it since he heard it from wherever he heard it from. And it's easily debunkable because there's multiple people on the planet that have this sickle cell trait. And he had been talking about it for a little bit. He's about to go a little bit more into it. But somebody mentioned, the Native Americans got the sickle cell trait. And he just tried to say, they have it because they were mating with African Americans. Because he tried to say that the sickle cell trait is what makes West Africans unique, right? So, and he was using West Africans in particular because he was trying to say that the sickle cell trait is something that was developed by descendants of slaves to stop them from getting malaria, right? That was his exact words. And then somebody mentions, the Native Americans got that trait. So check this out.
It's a defective gene in a sense, but it was built up for resistance to malaria. So where areas are where malaria is, you're going to have the sickle cell trait, like in India, near those type of areas where mosquitoes are. Okay. So in Europe, you don't have that. So that's why Europeans don't normally have the sickle cell gene or the trait or whatever. It's more of an African thing. It's more of an India thing, where in India, in lower India, they have people that have their own sickle cell trait. All right. So let me get started. If anybody wants to come on the panel, by the way, shout out to.
He had to mention that, contrary to what he said a little bit earlier in the class, because if you just were to Google, let me see. Do Native Americans have sickle cell trait? Yes, Native Americans do have sickle cell trait, although it's less common than the people of African descent and can also occur in individuals of Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, Asian, Indian, or Hispanic heritage. Basically, anybody that's a Hebrew.
Right.
Literally, except for the white man. So all the Hebrews except for Esau, right? Unless, of course, they're the ones that are called Middle Eastern, because there's a lot of Edomites in the Middle East. So, or Mediterranean, because, that includes the Greece and Italy and all that type of stuff. So, some of those people could have sickle cell trait. So we could say it's a Hebrew, trait or disease or whatever you want to call it, right? So, yeah, just something to think about. He only wanted to mention the Africans and the lower Indian, right? The Indian of lower East India, because them people usually are dark. So he's trying to make it seem like it's a dark people thing. but it's for all the different Hebrews. We know Asians primarily ain't dark these days, and they still get sickle cell. So it's a Hebrew thing. That's who the trait is for. But moving back on.
The new Black World Order, man. We gonna get it in. And by the way, Jabari, I don't mention your name, but it look like I gotta tear you down too, bro. We gotta go back.
Like one of them used a nigga.
But Farrakhan said himself that he had a Jewish father, so I'm not saying
no, but no, bro. The way you trying to.
And Salakia for any language that's gonna be said in this video, because I don't control Whack 100 or whoever he playing in this thing. So yeah.
The way what you putting in all this shit, you know what I'm saying.
Anything. I didn't make that video. I just posted the video. I
did not know he was gonna say that right after I said that. So Salakia, y'all. Goodness.
Video.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
I didn't make the video.
And then here come the coward shit, bro. When my intent is to build some bullshit, if my intent is to build some bullshit, I'm gonna let it nigga know I'm on some bullshit, bro.
Okay, first of all I said was I didn't make the video. I posted the video. This ain't the first time that I've said this either.
Come on, bro.
I posted a video of Farrakhan speaking about Muhammad being white too. I mean, what is the problem if they saying it? Why y'all got a problem if I post what they said?
Okay, here we go. Here's the problem I got, right? Here's the problem I got. And see, that's why I hate when niggas be doing less than man shit and don't stand on their shit. And sometimes I respect
standing on it though.
You ain't, you nigga.
Yes, I am.
You standing on what you saying?
Yes, I am.
Let me show you the coward. Let me show you the coward in you. Now, let me show you the.
He's playing this for a couple reasons. He's trying to make, ISUPK and Tazariak look bad, right? And he's trying to make Whack 100 look good, and he's trying to get the point out because Whack kind of controlled the conversation with this whole thing. If you ain't catch that, so he's trying to at least just show the clips where Whack is overpowering the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically all he's going to show. And he's going to jump to another clip and try to, boost up Farrakhan and all that type of stuff. And I just want to talk about that up to that point. And then I guess we could shut it down unless not got any other thing he want to go over in this video since he the one brought it out. So, but that's really all I want to talk about because there's going to be some things we could debunk just within this part of the conversation. And just so it's out there on the record, right? Before I let them really get into the Farrakhan conversation and why, because I don't know if Tazariak's going to really get into it. When I actually heard this clip live, I don't remember it happening like that. So I don't remember him getting to explain why it is that the Israelites don't really agree with the Nation of Islam, because Whack was trying to make it seem like we're not unified, or we can't make it seem like we are about black power and black unity if we can't rock with the Nation of Islam and stuff like that. And the main reason we can't rock with them, right, is because Farrakhan himself gave people like Vocab Holon, right? This dude right here, Vocab Holon, gave him the opportunity to be able to make videos like this.
The elder will serve the younger, and the stronger will serve the weaker. Here it comes now. Then Jacob, in a place called Peniel, wrestles with a man.
Notice the title. It's called Farrakhan, Jacob and Esau, opposite of the Hebrew Israelite version.
And while he's wrestling with this man, his thigh.
This is a man, as Garfield told you, can fill stadiums, right? Known for teaching the Bible, though he's a Muslim. Why are you teaching our book in the first place? Why don't you teach the Quran? But the issue we have, right, wouldn't be an issue if he was teaching we the Israelites like he is now, and teaching all of our doctrine to the people, coming to the classes, trying to figure out what it is we teach, like his elder before him what's the brother name that passed away? His name just slipped me. The dark skinned brother. Damn. His name just slipped out my head. Knock, you don't know who I'm talking about? Oh, look like Knock might have froze. Okay. Y'all put a 7 in the chat if y'all can hear me, because I don't know what's going on with his job. All right, bet. It ain't Elijah Muhammad. It's one of the Muhammad brothers, though, right? One of the Muhammad dudes. He passed away early. He used to come to the classes and stuff like that, the Israelite classes at One West, right? And once he passed, that's when Farrakhan really got to take the spotlight, because that dude was really supposed to be next in line, right? If one of y'all know who I'm talking about, you could put his name down. Nah, it ain't Leo Muhammad. It was another brother. So, but anyway, if Farrakhan would have been doing what that guy was doing, right? Would have been going around trying to actually learn the doctrine and teach it as we teach it, then we would have been cool, right? Wouldn't be no problem with the Nation of Islam, because we didn't have no problem with them back then when they was actually coming to the classes trying to learn what we teach. But Farrakhan heard the story and then decided to read it for himself and teach it how he wanted to teach it based off his interpretation, and he taught it wrong, and has since changed it, right? But this is the video that got all the views and stuff like that. Like, it's black people that still post this particular video, not the new version of it, right? And this is the one people are learning. So when we go out in the streets and teach it, some of them be like, what the hell are they talking about? That ain't how Farrakhan taught it. You know what I'm saying? So that's also something you got to think about. It goes completely against what we teach. And, well, the narrative that he pushed just was terrible.
Is thrown out of place, and he wrestles all night till the breaking of day. And when the day came, he had prevailed. And he said, I have seen God face to face, and my life has been preserved. So the one that he wrestled with said, your name shall no longer be known as Jacob. So the one that he wrestled with said, known as Israel. Israel means the supplanter. The supplanter. When you supplant somebody, you take something that don't belong to you by devious, deceitful means.
Now, hold on. I'm about to get a definition. Because what he said ain't the definition. Supplant means to supersede or replace. Not to take by devious, underhanded means. Right? So, based off his interpretation, this is him reading it, right? He reads the story where Jacob goes in there, talks to Isaac, right? He's pretending to be Esau and all that type of stuff. Don't know this is already prophesied to happen. And the mother, Rebecca, is sanctioning it. She's really the one that sent him in there to talk to the pops. Right? He didn't read the whole story because it was just something he heard. Wanted to give his interpretation of it, right? So he's teaching it based off his interpretation of what he heard, right? Or what he read, just off the part that he read it from, which is clear because he basically explained that in his new video, right? But he explained the word supplanter based off what he knows Jacob did, and him thinking that Jacob is actually the white man and Esau is the black man. So the definition he gives of supplant or supplanter, he puts a little spice on it. Makes it seem like it's this terrible thing, right? But even the synonyms aren't what he said. Replace,
Right.
displace, supersede, take the place of, right?
Right.
It's not nothing devious or underhanded. It's just replacement, right?
And that's the
So-
same definition that Christians use too when that argument comes up.
Yeah,
I hear
because
hear that a lot from Christians, not just Islam.
yeah, they stole that playbook from him.
Yep.
You are the original people. Therefore, you are the first. You are the elder.
Who's the one that came out first?
What do you say?
You said you the first. You the elder. Who came out first in this situation? Esau.
That's right.
So he's alluding to us being Esau, Jacob being the white man, and Jacob stole our blessing and stole what we were supposed to have. That's literally what he's teaching these people.
Wow.
He's about to get more, clear with that.
You are the stronger. But
The Bible tells you Jacob would be the stronger.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't, he missed that part. He thinks the elder has to be the strong, right? And them old black people, they like when you get all animated when you talk and stuff and scream, and the elder! And you look at the ground and start moving your hands and stuff, start stomping your feet.
Right.
Marching like I don't know. You just doing a bunch of theatrics and stuff, right? So they like that. That's why they and the women throwing their fans all over the place, and the men is teach. You know what I'm saying? All that crap they be stealing from us. So this is what's going on here.
They were fighting in the womb. Yes, sir. Now I want you to hear this. Your role has been usurped. You are the original, the natural ruler, and you on the bottom. The Johnny come lately is on the top. He's the real Israel. You got it? Yes, sir. Okay, now Jacob or Israel is going to usurp the role of God and the role of the black man.
You see that? He's alluding that Esau is the black man and Jacob is the white man.
These are cones.
This is why we don't rock with the Nation of Islam no more. They had the opportunity to learn from us and to teach what we teach and actually teach what the Bible say, right? Without destroying the doctrine and making it confusing for millions of people. Because it's known that he could fill up stadiums, right? But this is what he did. Instead of coming to learn from us first, he did this. And this is still on the internet for people to watch right now. You can watch the full version of this, not the vocab Holon version. Okay?
One nation is the older. That's you. Yes, sir. You
and we are the older, but he made us come out second on purpose.
Gonna serve the younger. One
nation. Jacob is his firstborn, right? But
makes no sense at all.
This guy is just confused. That's all.
Yeah.
Nation is stronger, but you're going to serve that which is weaker than yourself.
And you see how even when he don't know what the hell he's talking about, the confidence that he's speaking with makes them feel like he know what he's talking about. Just like your preacher, right? Just like any of these guys. He don't know a lick of what he's talking about. He's sweating on stage, trying to remember the story, writing crap on a whiteboard, all type of stuff, right? To make it seem like he know what he's talking about. And he's wrong about the whole damn story. The whole thing.
and Slaki, if we go with his interpretation, that means that God or Allah hates us, according to the Bible. So we have no chance.
Because he allowed us to come out first and took everything from us. Yeah. Gave us the stinking ugly name of Esau.
And we're doomed for destruction in the future.
The name means wasted away is he, and we black.
Right.
That would mean white is the true color of the Lord.
That's right.
It don't get more confusing than what this nigga is teaching. Straight up.
Then Esau comes in with the venison. And he said, Father.
He said the nigga's coming with deer. What this look like? What? What? The black man come running from the woods with a deer in his hand. Are you serious? The black man?
All right.
The black man. Bruh.
I bring you. He said, but oh my
Can't make this up. Can't make this
but
up.
I can't take my blessing back. I gave it to your brother. He said, but isn't there some blessing left for me? He said, well, son, you're going to have to serve your brother. He said,
oh, that's the other part, right? The part that he said, you're going to have to serve your brother. Oh, damn it, this got to be us. Lord in Christ, we are Esau. Yep.
That's wild.
Then them niggas saw this. They realized we was Israelites. And then some brother saw this and said, damn it, I knew Esau wasn't a white man. He's Saudi Arabia. And now we're here.
There you are.
Know what I'm saying? It just causes a whole bunch of confusion.
but in the final analysis, the yoke of your brother will be broken.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Okay. In the final analysis, I'm gonna be able to teach on the stage in a brown suit and lie to everybody because the yoke is broken, and they're gonna give me some money. Pass the plate, right? That's it. I don't know if vocab gonna play the whole part, but you see, he's alluding to them being us and us being them.
And look what the Lord said. He said, 2 nations are in your womb.
So this is Farrakhan 20 years later. Is he still teaching the same thing, or did he change it? You know it's 20 years later because it's a little bit clearer and he look a little bit bigger. So
from one father,
yes, sir.
2 nations. Yes, sir. Then it said 2 peoples shall be separated from your body, and one people will be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger.
Yes, Lord.
The older will serve the younger. See, it's talking about the beginning of the white race coming out of us. And they are the younger. We are the elder.
He's still teaching it, guys. Who came out second?
Wow.
Jacob.
Jacob came out second.
So
that's right.
He just said they are the younger. We are the elder. Right? That old black man knowledge. We are the first of everything. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said there are 943,184,000 square feet on the earth. 343 million people. And the black man is the first of them all and the most superior of them all. Right? Whatever the hell they be saying. So he's still teaching it. Because they think that we the first people ever on the planet, ever. We got to be Esau. Because Esau surely, it's the beginning of the white man, right? And but the beginning of the white man is the story of Jacob and Esau, but Esau is Jacob and Jacob is Esau, aka the white man is Jacob and the black man is Esau. That's what he's thinking. That's where we at with it. That's why y'all confused. That watched this first when you first came into the truth. Oh yeah, Farrakhan know that Bible. Let me go see what he's talking about them Israelites. And then this video pops up when you type in Farrakhan Israelites.
But who's serving who?
Now he goes, we're the older, but who's serving who? So the Bible was right about that, is what you're trying to say.
Right.
He don't know that there was a time period where they served us.
Right.
Very recent one. Not that long ago.
And they are naturally weaker, but the stronger is being subjected to the weaker.
But the stronger was Jacob. That's why he came out holding his heel. That was a symbol of the strength.
Israel don't represent Jews. Israel represents the whole white race. You are the God.
Israel represents a sect of the white race, which would be Jewish people. Edom or Esau would represent the whole white race.
Right.
Amalek is a duke or a grandson.
Yep.
You know, he's a sect of the white race, not the whole thing. So he was even wrong about that. He don't know what he's talking about, even 20 years later, in a white suit with brown accents instead of the brown suit with the white accents. See, he just switched it backwards and flipped it, but he's still teaching the same BS.
The original man that he was struggling with.
That's right.
And ever since he's been on the planet, he's been struggling with God. Now here's this
That's all I gotta do, not.
What's up?
I said that's all I gotta do.
I guess so.
Just make a face.
Right.
Y'all
They
gonna watch
love it. They love it.
Y'all gonna watch if I do that? That's all I gotta do?
God.
This
We're
is
gonna see
crazy.
if that work. That might work.
This is actually pretty crazy. And yeah, I didn't know that this is their take on it, actually. Interesting. I didn't realize that.
Jacob stole the birthright of his brother.
That's right. That's right.
And here's a people that stole your birthright and are running around like they are the chosen of God. And the choice of God is sitting under their foot.
He didn't play the good part. See, vocab was strategic. He been trying to act like he liked black people and stuff, but you know, there's a part where he starts talking about the way you look and stuff, right? And your hair and the way your nose look and all this other crap. And he starts talking about how Jacob got this flat, Esau got the flat nose, and Jacob got the good hair and all this other crap, right? He cut that whole clip out. But this is Farrakhan, right? That's why Israelites don't rock with the Nation of Islam no more, right? Now, let's get back to this dude. I just wanted to put that out there so it is clear, because Whack 100, admittedly, he don't know nothing about the movement for real, right? He just found out about it on Clubhouse, which is cool, right? We started the whole Clubhouse thing to try to wake up people like Whack. Right. So, it just backfired because he believed more so what people like Farrakhan have said other than what we say. So that's where we at. But
cowardly. It's what you said, nigga. I didn't make this video right here, so don't get mad at me.
Sorry for the language. I can't control it.
But there's a reason the Nation of Islam accepts white people, though, even though they act like they don't. See, now there go the shot. You remember that, or was you going to include that?
I did.
So you know, you like that, or was that in the video? Okay, but there wasn't no. You didn't just stand on it. Everybody in this room, hey, come off the mic if I'm wrong. Did the nigga not exclude doing that punk shit? You did that.
No. And if y'all say I did, then y'all just tapping for Whack.
What you mean?
All I said was I didn't make the video. I didn't say I didn't make the comment.
Yo, Cat.
I said I didn't make the video.
Respectfully, bro, at the end of the day, Pet Bull is a friend of mine. You know, I know a lot of brothers at the nation have been friends a long time, bro. If you got a problem with the nation, I got a problem with you, bro. So in case you ain't got to f with me, homie, you can roll. Cause I everybody, all you niggas organizations, and I ain't part of none of them. But this is why that pro-black shit, that pro-black shit you be talking, I f with all you niggas.
Right.
All you, and I'm not part of none of them. But what you not gonna do, bro?
All y'all take the time when y'all feel like it to say stuff about Israelites, and I don't get
No, we
mad
don't. We
or
had a
mad.
conversation.
Nigga, you'll say anytime we talking, you'll say your Bible. I don't care. It don't bother me.
That ain't your Bible.
It is my Bible.
I was raised Baptist Christian.
And it don't bother.
You see? And niggas like Whack think because they was raised Baptist Christian that they know the Bible and that they could claim that that ain't the Bible we supposed to have or that ain't a book we supposed to use. But they don't realize the Baptist Christians don't know the freaking Bible either, nigga.
No shit. No.
Donkey.
They don't read the Bible. They don't believe in the Bible. They don't follow the Bible. There's nothing in the Bible that they actually know. If I asked Whack 100 Daddy, who he said is a Baptist preacher, to give me the 10 Commandments, I bet you my bottom dollar he ain't going to be able to tell me all 10 of them. Probably could give me 3 max. Whack can't probably give me none, but he probably can't give me none. Probably don't steal, even though he did that before. That's probably the only way he give me. So it's like this, bruh, like it don't even make sense. There's no way that we could deal with them on the level that Whack would want us to deal with them. Give me Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. This is really why, right? The Quran ain't they Quran.
Right.
The real Muslims told them that, which is why they picked up the Bible. Right? If you know anything about the Nation of Islam, they used to dibble and dabble in the Quran a little bit. The English ones. Because they ain't never spoken no Arabic. Right. We know this. Right? They don't even wear beards. And that's something you're supposed to have in the Quran as a man. Right? But they don't wear beards in the Nation of Islam. They don't wear the little dress garment, whatever they call that crap. The little skirt that start from the hips and go down. You know what I'm talking about, Knock? It's a dress, but I don't know what they call it.
Right. I don't either.
So, but the long skirt, y'all know what I be talking about. Don't even be having nothing on under there but some draw. Like they wear it like a woman, like a skirt. So, with some sandals. But they be wearing that, and the Nation of Islam wear a suit with a bow tie. So they even dress like the white man with no beard. You feel?
Yeah.
And they not allowed to use the Quran like that because they not Orthodox Muslims. So they picked up the Bible instead. And when we tell them, yo, the stuff that y'all teach from the Bible ain't even right, and we give examples like what y'all just saw on the screen, then niggas start to act like how Whack 100 act. Oh, if y'all got a problem with the nation, then da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, that's fine, because our Bible says this that y'all using. The Bible that y'all using says this. Go ahead.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
So we have to agree on something, right? Y'all have to be able to agree with us that, we probably teaching this thing wrong. Yeah. Y'all the ones know what y'all talking about. We don't know what the hell we talking about. So we gonna let y'all teach it. Y'all gonna be the foremost authority in the Bible, and we just gonna, follow y'all. Y'all had the opportunity to do that, but y'all didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what y'all gotta understand about that. Okay. So let me see. Let me get back to this thing. All right.
Bother me. So
that ain't your Bible.
So two can't walk together unless they be agreed. He keeps screaming, this ain't our Bible. Well, whose Bible is it? You say it's the white man's Bible, but the white man don't follow it.
Right.
Once again, the white man teaches Christianity, which is Christmas, Easter. Those are your main holidays biblically, right? Your slogan is "In God We Trust." You only follow two so-called biblical holidays. They're Easter and Christmas, which are not in the Bible. The word Easter is there, but it's actually in place of the word Passover, which is the actual feast that they're celebrating in place of Easter. Then we have the feast dedication that we see get celebrated. First fruits.
Right.
So actual biblical holidays, feast days, holy days, right? As opposed to the things that we mentioned with Christmas and Easter, which are not biblical holidays, holy days. One of which is a biblical folly day that it tells you not to partake in due to the pagans. But the white man still makes you do it, contrary to the Bible. So is it really their book? That's the question.
Right.
When you ask that to Wack, though, Wack can't never answer that. None of the people that believe what Wack says can answer it. Neither could Garfield, right? So
that ain't your Bible. My father's a preacher. His Bible ain't your Bible. If you have black people, let me tell you something, Cat. 99.9% of black people was introduced to the Holy Bible through Baptist, Apostolic Christianity, not Israelite, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
It hurts my feelings, man. When sometimes I just think that our people are just dumb as rocks. Just the things that they say, and I know it's because of his own ignorance.
They are dumb as rocks, though.
But it's just, you know,
we some stupid ass people, not.
We are, man. It's just to hear that, though. It's like you gotta go. That's how I feel about it. But
like, and I know y'all ain't gonna like me saying that, but bruh, we some stupid people. Okay, black folks don't know how to speak English, and y'all only speak English. You only speak one language, and a lot of us can't even speak that one language right.
Damn.
We can't read. Like, we some stupid people, bro. Okay? So you can't hold it against all the black people that be in this situation. Because we be stupid. You see how I said that? We be stupid. Y'all understood that, right? That ain't how I'm supposed to say it, though. I'm just saying. They came up with the term ebonics for us because we made words made sense.
Right.
And because we're so influential, people have followed us in the making of those words, like what Paris Gunn just posted, right? So it's like things like that, literally. You feel me? That we've made make sense when it comes to the English language. Duck and a monkey ain't supposed to go together. But somehow I was able to articulate that, hey, they be quacking and they shape like people.
Donkey!
Right? So it's like, our people stupid, bro. We some dumb people. And we will regurgitate things that we hear that make sense to us. We'll remember those things that we hear that make sense to us. When we actually see the proof of the things that's real, that actually is what it's supposed to be, we don't even give a damn because it don't make sense to us.
Right.
And the reason it don't make sense is because you stupid. That's the only reason. I'm going to be honest. It ain't because you're not capable of understanding it. It's not because your parents didn't do a good job with you. You went to a bad school. No, you stupid. And when I grew up, stupid was a choice. Right? You have the option to be open to learning things, or you have the option to just be cool with whatever you think you know. Right. And most of the time, when you cool with what you think you know, that makes you stupid. The Bible in the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 8. Let me bring this up.
You on Romans 11:8?
I'm about to pull it up on Bible Hub so they could see I ain't lying about it. But yeah, you could bring it.
Okay.
I want to show you guys. Hold on a second before you read it.
Okay.
this scripture talks about something called the spirit of stupor, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to go on etymology.com, stupor and stupid is the same damn thing. So it's telling you got the spirit of stupid. Okay? And it describes this spirit in a specific way. I want you guys to understand what Paul is saying. Because I like the way Paul talks sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, look. English Standard Version. As it is written, God had given them the spirit of stupor, eyes that can't see or that would not see and ears that would not hear, down to this very day. The NLT, God has put them in a deep sleep. To this day, he has shut their eyes so that they do not see and closed their ears so they do not hear. NIV, as it is written, God has given them the spirit of stupor, eyes that could not see and ears that could not hear to this very day.
Mm-hmm.
So most of them who read the NIV are going to see stupor when they read this scripture.
Right.
Stupor means stupid. Right? Stupid is like deaf. You're dumb. You know, you're not capable of understanding certain things. The reason why is because your eyes are shut and your ears are shut. You either can't see what's supposed to be seen or you're not listening to what needs to be heard. Right? Not listening to understand. So that's what a lot of our people suffer from, unfortunately. And the Bible is giving us an explanation as to why. The KJV reads, as it is written, God had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they could not see and ears that they could not hear unto this day. Why did some of the brothers after the King James Version, or the translations rather, why did they put stupor? Because the way we use stupid today, you're stupid. It ain't really the way it's supposed to be used.
Right.
Stupor was like deaf or dumb or, both of them at the same time, really. If we're being honest. Can't see and you can't hear. You're incapable. So, stupid. Right? Stupor was like the act of the thing happening to you. Stupid was once it's happened. That's you. Right. They've got the spirit of stupor. Right? Once the spirit has descended on them, they are now stupid. So that's what's going on here, right? So when I say stupid, I don't want nobody to get offended or anything like that. It's biblical, right?
Well, the Most High said it was going to happen. So,
but yeah, our people are stupid.
Yeah,
that's just that's
that's just what
it
is.
You like it, understand it,
the video a lie. No, we talking about the words, bro. I ain't tripping. The video ain't a lie. The words ain't a lie. They accept white people. That's not a lie either. They said Muhammad. Listen, listen to me, bro. Listen. Hey, listen to me, bro. It's not a lie. Muslims come in all mother creeds, colors, and shapes.
And this was the other problem that White 100 had, right? I'm gonna fast forward a little bit after this, but what he about to go into now, here, I'm gonna let him talk a little bit.
So what's the problem? The problem is you seen that problem with that. What you mean? I ain't got no problem. Tell me.
He said the problem is you shouldn't have a problem with that after he just said that Muslims come in all different shapes and colors. And he about to go into this like comparison to how you can have Asian Muslims and African Muslims and all different shapes and ethnicities of Muslim, right? In the Israelite, it can't be like that. Well, that's just it.
That's crazy.
Everybody can be a Muslim. We're cool with that. We don't give a damn.
Yep.
The Israelites, though, are the chosen people of the Most High, right? Muslim is a religion that was made by people not chosen by the Most High, where they could kind of mimic what the chosen people of the Most High are doing.
Yep.
That's why so much of what they do is similar to what we have. All the stuff they have that's different is stuff that was made up by that dude Muhammad or people that came after him. So, that being said, the Bible is what the Bible is simply because it was given to a specific people to learn, to follow, and then to invoke the other people on the planet to follow what they've learned, right? That's what it was for. That's why the Most High's made us so influential, to get back to the point of what Garfield was saying at the beginning of the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
How influential the black people are. It ain't just going to be Judah that's influential like that when the time comes for everybody to follow us. It'll be all of the 12 tribes that'll be that influential, because everybody will be, invoked to follow them. So when you look at it like that, you got to understand we're in the position that we're in right now, or will be in the position that we will be in when that time comes, because we were chosen to be so. So like it. Woo. We were chosen to be in that position, though, right? The Muslims weren't chosen to be in any position. They have the newest religion on earth besides homosexuality and gay pride, because that's not like a religion. So besides those two, Islam is the next up. So it's like it's the newest thing. Of course, people all over the world are going to be able to join it. It comes after the Catholic religion, which is the universal doctrine, which was spread throughout the whole earth before that. So, of course, the next religion up is going to be universal. Duh. That's how this thing works. Is there any discrimination in gay pride? No, it's for everybody, right? That's the point. They all wanted to get away from this exclusion thing. Every religion was for excluded purposes up to this point. There was a time where if you weren't, someone of the stock of the people, either of Muhammad or the people following Muhammad, you couldn't be a Muslim. It wasn't until they started doing their little version of the Crusades that they made it so that other people could join, because they're forcing them to do so in order to be part of their government, caliphate, right? So that stuff y'all got to understand. It wasn't even always like that with the Muslim culture and religion. Till they started having slaves of other people. And those people, by definition, had to be other people that are Muslim, so they allowed other people to become Muslim. Once they stopped having slaves and it became illegal in the Nation of Islam to have slaves, well, now all the people that you have that are Muslim that aren't slaves anymore, they're just Muslims. So now you have to make it possible for everybody to be one. But the Israelites was never like that. So we don't have to make it possible for everybody to be one. It's going to stay against our rules because it's a nationality it's a birthright nationality, right? It's a religion by birthright, if you will. Not a religion by choice. You have the choice, if you're of the birthright, to follow it, to keep your heritage and your culture. But if you're not of the people, you don't have a right to take or to uptake their culture and heritage. It ain't yours. So that's something that has to be understood.
The truth. Listen, you said the truth can never be considered disrespectful. Okay, let me read this again.
Yes, truth can't be considered disrespectful. But listen to this before we end. And then you're going to see. This is why I wanted to play this, because I don't want to play this part right here with the Nation of Islam thing. Is there a part that you wanted to play?
No, I mean, it is, but I think the point's been made, so it would just, I'd be regurgitating what you kind of
said. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to let him talk about this one little part about the nation, because I already let y'all hear what we had to say about Farrakhan, right? So I'm going to let him play this part so y'all can hear why they all have a problem with us. It's mainly because of how we feel about Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. And it ain't that any Israelite camp or any group in particular like hates or has a disdain for Farrakhan or the NOI, right? The main thing is they've decided to take a stance in the forefront within the black community and Hispanic community, because there's a lot of them becoming Muslim now too. So they've decided to take a forefront in the community before we really got mobilized the way we are now, right? And started teaching the Bible instead of teaching the Quran.
Right.
And they didn't start teaching it correctly. And they already had knowledge of our people teaching the Bible. Do you remember what the brother is? The brother name who passed away that used to go to the classes? Not.
used to go to what?
The One West classes. He was at the Nation of Islam. Dark skinned brother passed away.
Khalil.
Khalil Muhammad. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Khalil Muhammad used to go to the classes, and if you remember the structure, he was actually gaining a little bit more prominence before Farrakhan. A lot of the people in the Nation of Islam say that the Nation of Islam killed them so that Farrakhan could, move up in the ranks the way they did. Those are conspiracy theories that are out there. You could, catch those yourself. So, but Khalil Muhammad actually used to come to our classes over in New York and stuff, or Philly or whatever, wherever he lived at. He used to go to the One West classes and sit down, listen to the history class, right? I think brother said he used to sit in on Yashawan and stuff and actually listen in on the classes to find out certain different things. Then he would go back and teach that stuff to the Nation of Islam and the fruits of Islam. So they had leaders and elders that were coming to our leaders and elders classes and learning stuff and regurgitating those things. But because we weren't the ones in the spotlight, when people hear us say it, they think we got it from the Nation of Islam, when really a lot of that stuff they got from us.
Right.
We got pictures of them sitting in our classes, right? Wu-Tang was up there. All type of different people.
Same thing with Malcolm.
Yeah. So it's like they start teaching the Bible, they take a forefront, but they're not teaching it correctly. You have a problem with that because now we have to teach and correct all the crap that they put out into the atmosphere, and their platforms are bigger than ours, so it can, reach more people. When all they had to do was come to us in the first place to ask us what they should be teaching, because they already had elders doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then Farrakhan has to go out and correct this lie that he told about the Bible. And we had to go out on a campaign teaching, this dude don't know what the hell he's talking about when it happened. So it's like, those are the things that was going on. But people don't want to accept. That's a reason for us to not like y'all, because y'all are still teaching the Bible like y'all know the Bible and like y'all are the, authority on the text, and that y'all have the spiritual authority and the understanding to, tell people what the Bible says and what they should learn and understand from it. And y'all not going into none of that. You just, the prophet Jesus said.
Right.
The prophet Isaiah said. And it's going with your sermon. You're just a preacher like the dudes at the church. You're no different than them. So if we're going to talk about them, why not talk about you? You're not even allowed to have a beard. And you got to wear a bow tie? Nigga, please.
Tell you what else. Watch this.
Dress. Ain't nobody following none of that.
No problem. I pray they don't. They ain't got to follow us.
How you go, bro?
Wack just talked about the way they dress. So the Nation of Islam dresses how they dresses to make more people follow them. How many black people black guys, just regular black dudes, even guys like Wack, ever put on them tiny ass suits and them little bow ties? Knock, you wear tiny ass suits and little bow ties every day?
No, you're going too far with that, Captain. I would say this: at the height of during the time of Elijah Muhammad and the movement during the 50s and 60s, I mean, a lot of our men were dressing in suits. As far as those. But
that was the look, because the business.
Yeah, that's the point. Right.
That's back when the college stuff start getting big. They start trying to push college and education,
right.
And then the whole corporate America thing comes to light, gets real big in the 70s. These dudes are still around, so all the niggas is wearing suits because they're trying to get the corporate jobs and stuff, right? They walk around with their little briefcases, ain't got nothing in it but a couple of blank pieces of copy paper on that mug. But you walk around with the suitcase because you like, hey, I got like a businessman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Your suitcase got patches in it. You had it on layaway for 16 months and stuff, right? The white man got a snakeskin leather briefcase. Got all the documents in it, all nice in folders and stuff. He got on a suit, tailor shoes, tailor suit, your suit baggy. You wearing Stacey Adams. That's why them things got big, because them was the nice shoes we could afford. You know what I'm saying? So That's what it was, right? Our people used to wear the suits, and I guess that makes sense. Farrakhan and them like, all right, we got to appeal to the people, so we're going to start wearing suits and stuff like that too. They start putting on the bow tie, start tailoring their suits, right? And bow. There you go. Now he look like a presentable black man, right?
Yep.
He's talking all proper, could go on stage and speak to the people, and he's light-skinned and could make his hair go sideways and give himself a side part. So that makes it even better.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I guess okay, that makes sense. So they just like that to attract more people. But guess what? We ain't worried about how many people we attract because we already have the doctrine in the Bible that it's not for everybody.
That's right.
So we could give it in. That's why them brothers don't mind wearing their leather in the summertime with the fringes and stuff, right? We gonna put our garments on and our shirts with the fringes on them.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
I'm gonna wear that.
That's right.
Because fringes go on anything, not just garments, brother. But regardless of how you feel about that, right? We don't care how brothers feel about Israelites and how they dress. We gonna wear what the Most High want us to wear, right? But this is why they don't like us when it comes to Farrakhan.
They the leaders. Why would they follow?
Who's asking?
They're the leaders.
Who's asking them to follow?
Are you attacking them?
I'm making a point.
See that? Hold on, Cap. You see that? Did you see that picture?
What picture?
In the video with the Edomite with the bow tie.
That one?
Yeah.
That look like Bill Clinton.
But that image that they have was also to cater to the white establishment also.
I'm
look,
sure.
like you said, to look.
It's all for the white man.
Exactly. Right.
It's to make you look presentable for the white man. It's to make you cater to the white race and make it a message that makes them not want to throw you off the TV, which is why we don't get the coverage that they get to do a Million Man March, but they'll get the coverage to do a Million Man March. Right. They'll ban Farrakhan from Facebook, but he'll get to be on CNN. Who the hell give a damn about Facebook? People have to follow you for that. You on CNN.
No, they don't have a problem having Farrakhan.
MSNBC.
Right.
Fox. BET. Like, nigga, you what? Facebook. We on Facebook. We ain't on BET, CNN, MTV,
Fox,
MSNBC. We ain't on none of that. Chief Ephraim was in a whole newspaper. They put him on like a 10-second clip on CNN and did all the bad parts of the interview.
Right.
Didn't even do it live. They just recorded it and put whatever they wanted to put up there.
Right.
Farrakhan be live.
Yep.
When IUIC gets live, it be for like Channel 2 Action News.
Right.
Niggas don't even watch that. 11 Alive at 4 p.m. Like, bro, who the niggas is in rush hour traffic?
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? So
they don't Salaka Cap.
Yeah,
but this goes back to the Crafty Council. They don't want, and I think you may have mentioned this earlier. If not, I'll just state it again. America, or I should say the establishment, does not want us. They don't care if Farrakhan goes out and gathers a Million Man March, right?
No, they don't.
They don't care if if Egyptology or those that are in the commit understanding are constantly marching and bringing black people along. They don't care about those type of things as long as we are not showing that we're Israel. They don't care. So they'll give them media time. They'll give them the spotlight. They'll give them the highlight. But when we say we're Israel, even to those like, and then you got these coons like Whack, that's a whack ass name, I'm sorry. But Whack 100 and all these others like Brother Garfield who have cooned out.
In California, slang is different. The whack.
No, I get it. I know.
Make him hit you in the face with his
no,
fist.
I know. No, Kev, I know what it means.
Yeah.
I just still think it's whack.
it is whack. It's
Pun
a whack
intended.
name.
Yeah, pun intended.
That's I'm just letting because people might not know why his name whack.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
Slang in California is not like everywhere else, so
right.
They different.
But they the establishment will do anything to make sure that Israel is not a name anymore to be remembered, just like it says in Psalm 83. So I just wanted to make that point out. I don't know if you stated that earlier, but they will let us, our people, grab a hold of any other kind of religion movement that there is, right, and show the ignorance of our people through these other false, fake religions and doctrines. But as soon as we try to claim Israel, we can't be those people. All right. So.
Yep. And I want to make it clear too, right? The Nation of Islam has on occasion said that we are the Israelites or the chosen people, right? But it's always in the same conversation brought back to not doing anything the Israelites are supposed to do. So that's why it never makes the white man scared when they start talking about it, right? When we talk about us being Israelites, we're talking about unifying under the name Israelite and taking back our heritage and our nationality. With them, it's always to bring reverence or to bring credence to a quote that the prophet Jesus said, right? Or the prophet Jeremiah spoke about. So then we those people in the Bible too.
Mm-hmm.
To make you, listen to whatever he just said. Okay, yeah, that's us. I gotta remember that's not the white man Bible. So it'd be that type of stuff, right? So, I mean, brothers ain't really sincere when it comes to them teaching who we are, even though they repeat it in the same. That's the point. That's why we don't rock them.
Right.
Right? It ain't nothing to make videos about us against and say that, we're not cool and all this crap. What have they been doing? The Nation of Islam got schools and they got this, that, and the third, and da-da-da-da-da. They've also been fairly funded since COINTELPRO.
Right.
Have we? No.
No, we've been put on the hate list.
The hate watch list, yeah.
Hate watch list.
Farrakhan's on a hate watch list, but still get national televised interviews.
But they got to do it that way.
Makes sense.
Right, and they got to do it that way. They got to cover and make it seem like
they got to make it seem like they actually hate him when they don't.
Right, when they don't. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Farrakhan's the guy. They'll say, oh, he's on a hate watch list. He's such a terrible guy, and then the same week they'll have him on Larry King Live.
There you go.
Like, nigga, what? You serious?
Yeah.
Can we get on Larry King Live? Put one of us on there, please. Huh? Like a real Israelite, not no guy y'all claim is Israelite that none of us know. Because y'all tried that on MSNBC, that was CNN, whoever it was, right? Y'all had that one Israelite dude during COVID pull up. He ain't even had no beard. He's in a suit. He ain't got no fringes, no ZZs, nothing. Everybody's like, who the hell is this nigga?
Right.
Y'all, do anybody know him? Anybody follow him on Facebook? Ain't nobody knew who this dude was, but they talking about he a Hebrew Israelite. What? So it's like that's how they do. They really hate us. They ain't letting us get no type of anything. But them other people, right? They still on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
He said whack is whack. Hey, well, you heard it first. Ariah said whack is whack, and whack's name in California mean what it mean everywhere else, even though the slang is different.
Right.
He said the slang for the word whack is different, but when you're talking about whack 100, whack just mean whack.
Yeah.
I feel it. All right. So.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, it shows like Whack and Adam get the bag. Also, I won't doubt.
Yeah, that's another part of it too. That's a good point, Mackin. That's a good point.
That's how they go. You feel me? So, if y'all been paying attention to what's going on over there with a Big U and Brick Baby and them, that's I'm sure part of it. But that ain't for this type of class. So, but. So, like, I just want y'all to understand, right? The main reason I wanted to play this once again was just to show there are people who understand what we do, but because we don't have full agreement with them and whatever their ideology is, or the people that they want us to agree with, they'll go against us.
Right.
Which makes them a coon. You know what I'm saying? Because there's proof when they see us in debates and stuff like that. Which, because there's been times you could go on Clubhouse and find rooms where Garfield himself is in rooms with the Israelites.
Yep.
Like in the rooms that y'all be in, the God First gang and all that type of stuff, right? He be in rooms with us. You feel me? Back when Hunt been in our rooms before, back when I was on Clubhouse and stuff. Like real celebrities be in there sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not tripping, I think we even had Kanye. I don't know if it was our room, but Kanye was on there talking one time, like about us, Israelites and shit. On Clubhouse.
Yep.
So, like, because I was in the room. So, like, there's a lot of stuff that's happening on Clubhouse in particular when it comes to the celebrities and them talking about us and finding out about us and stuff like that, right? And we've gotten to have conversations with them and talk to them and get to know them and all that type of stuff. And when we have the initial conversations, the things that we say, they always on our side. They understand it. They like it. They agree, right? But the moment they find out something about us or an organization that they were talking to or somebody in an organization that's in leadership that they were talking to, and they find out that there's something about them that they disagree with or that we disagree that they like, right? For example, like the Nation of Islam.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't 100% agree with the Nation of Islam and we won't stand with them on everything, them brothers will start acting like they wasn't just in our rooms agreeing with everything we said 2 days ago.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
And then from that moment on, they don't rock with us no more. So that's how a lot of the community is. And they don't see or try to even understand the reason why we take the stances that we take when it comes to things like that. Two can't walk together unless we be agreed. We're not going to sit here and try to force you or even waste our time trying to compel you to understand what we understand the way we understand it. We don't have time for that. The videos are up there. You're either going to understand what we're teaching or you're not. Like, it's that simple. You feel me? After it's out there, our job is not to teach you 150,000 times the same thing or to try to beat into your head this one concept that we've been trying to teach. The lesson's going to get taught again. If the Most High is meant for you to teach or to learn it or to get it, then you're going to catch it when it gets taught again, however it gets taught, or when it's taught by somebody else. They say it differently or whatever, right? You might understand it then. But if it ain't meant for you to get it, you're not going to get it. No matter who says it, no matter how it's said. So it ain't our job for us to just, constantly beat you over the head with our ideology, so to speak, right? And that's like almost what brothers want us to do. So I wanted to, once Knock showed the video and told me the angle we could take, I was like, yeah, this is perfect. And then when I watched a little bit of it and seen who was in it, I was like, I don't even got to play any of this 6 hours. We could just play the first 45 minutes because they just damn like, look at this.
Right.
It's crazy, bro. So, like, it didn't take a lot of scriptures or anything. It's just to show you guys there's proof of them being both of these guys being on our side, agreeing with us. And even in this video, Wax says, I rock with all of you groups, even though I'm not a part of none of y'all, right? But just Tazariak saying white people can't be Israelites and Wack going, well, white people can be Muslims. And Tazariak going, well, that's cool. They can't be Israelites. And Wack going, I don't know why you don't see a problem with that. And then Tazariak explaining why there's a problem with that. Right? Like the problem is we was chosen to be Israelites, not Muslims.
Right.
Israelites are the only people according to the Bible that can submit to God. They had to create a Quran and give themselves a name that they claim means submit to God, right? How you say submit to God in Arabic though? I know it ain't Muslim. So that means you made that up. I'm just saying. So they make up a word in a name to make themselves be in submission to God. We have a name that by definition means the chosen people of God, right? Prince of the power of God. And they'd rather us be the Muslim or walk with the Muslim. as opposed to have the Muslim be in subjection to us, the prince of the power of God, as opposed to somebody who is in submission to God. So we somebody who got power with God, they're in submission to God, and you want us to walk with them instead of be above them. That don't make no sense. Just by the names of the two groups, we're supposed to be above them, not walking together or side by side.
What Cap? What does Israel come from? What does that come from?
It's supposed to be,
What's an Israelite?
A son of Israel.
What's a Muslim?
I don't know. That's like a person that submit to God is what they said.
So a white, like he said, Wax said, anybody can be a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So how come no one really pays attention to the fact that what we're doing is actually a heritage? We come when we descend from a man, and it's a family thing, as opposed to thinking that we're supposed to be a part of some made up. Where does Muslim come from again?
It's the concept of religion.
Right. Right. They don't
thinking that everything now, if it got a book, it's religion.
Right.
Ain't no heritage with a book nowadays. There's
Right.
no cultural anything that is written down now. Now culture is watch TV, eat watermelon and mac and cheese and collard greens with fried chicken. Like culture is things you do, not things you follow.
Right.
It's the definitions now. You feel me? So that's why. It's because of the way it was taught that they think if it's got a book attached to it, something you read and follow and believe in, it can't be your cultural practices. That then is defined as religion.
Right. Right.
So
see, there's a separation there where a lot of people don't understand. What we're doing is we're following and going back to our heritage, our culture. If you want to call that somewhat of religion, you can, but that's not what it is, because this is only for the children of Israel, and that's it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's why you can't call it religion, in my opinion, because
Right.
it's not something anybody could just pick up and follow. Whereas with all the religions, anybody could do that.
Exactly.
You could be a black guy and follow the KKK religion.
God.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to be weird, but it's black people in the KKK. It is.
I actually seen a video for that.
I'm saying, but like they actually exist. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Because it's a religion. It's a belief system.
Right.
Right? It's not a culture or a heritage.
Right.
You can believe in a culture and a heritage, or your culture and heritage can have certain beliefs and practices, but your beliefs and practices don't always add up to a culture or heritage, if that makes sense. So like the KKK can't call themselves a religion, or I mean a heritage.
Right.
They call themselves a religion, but they can't call themselves a heritage. You feel me? Whereas Christianity, they could call themselves a religion, but it's not a heritage. The Bible includes a heritage and cultural practices because it's not just belief systems. It's laws on how to govern themselves and how to live. Things like how to eat, what you can and can't eat, how to dress, how you can't dress, all these different things. It's practices involved in that, not just beliefs. You feel? So that's the difference. And that's what people like Wack and Garfield and Jabari and Sinetta and all them guys, they don't get it. So they're coons.
Again, religion is something that you religiously do over and over. But in terms of it being compared to the culture, the difference is that anybody can be a part of these religions. When we talk about the Israelites, this is something that's only exclusive to the people that descend from Israel. So it like Captain said, he looks at that as not really being a religion. It's a culture and a heritage of a people that had established laws, rules, and everything within our culture and within our heritage. So religions, Baptists, whatever, Islam, whatever, all those things, anybody can become a part of those sects and those groups, no matter what or who you come from. So that's a big difference.
Right. And that's the main thing. But yeah, you're right. That is a definition of religion. You know what I'm saying? Something you do over and over and over again. And by default, people that are actually religious, that like follow the church, what do they do every Sunday religiously?
Exactly.
They getting up, go to church, do their hair at the same time every day,
Yeah.
get the kids ready, screaming, crying, all that crap. Nah, shut up, you going to church? Like, you know, they're teaching their kids all that crap. Like it's their religion, right? But what I was saying was now today they've mixed up religion and cultural practices and basically made them the same thing.
Right.
They'll tell you that you getting up every Sunday to go to church is your cultural practice as opposed to religion because you're doing it all the time. So I want you to understand that ain't what it used to be. Cultural practice used to be just, you know, what your culture was, what you used to do. That used to be basically what it was you did all the time, right? What was written down for your culture, like what your people used to do. You know what I'm saying? So, and your religion was just your belief system. But now they've mixed them both together under the one word religion. So your religion is now your culture and your heritage and your beliefs and all of that crap. Right? You ask some people on the street, what's your nationality? Niggas say Christian, Baptist, Methodist. Like,
Right. That's
it's
wild.
because everything is conflated.
Right. I've never heard anyone. When matter of fact, the first time I heard that was out, we had camp, and someone said what their nationality was, and they said Christian. I was like, "Are you serious?
Yeah.
You actually gonna say that?" Like,
it's crazy. It's because everything's conflated now. That's how they teach us. You know what I'm saying? So there's no separation between anything. Now all of that is your religion. So, and as you see, that's what people like whack obviously think. So, and Garfield the same way. So, but all right, I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to say. Hope y'all understood it and enjoyed it. This was just like a little filler class. So, stay tuned for next week.
Absolutely. All praises to the Most High. That was informative. You know, definitely informative. Sometimes we kind of mix it up a little bit to give a little bit of something new, something that we can look at and just be like, damn, you know, we got a lot of work to do still, Israel, right? We still got a lot of work to do because we got a lot of our people that are lost, that cannot see and cannot hear, even up to today. But I hope everyone was able to get something from that. Always remember to share these classes with your families, with your loved ones, with your friends. Also, stay tuned to classes throughout the week. We do have our Torah portion Thursday coming up with Captain Jonathan. We also have our Saturday morning brew with Captain Aharon. We have our Friday night, before that, Friday night Bible study with the congregation. That's on our Zoom call. Let's see what else. But just to give everybody a reminder, we do have events coming up. And let me go ahead and share my screen one more again, just to show you what we got coming up. We have our feast day, our next, first big feast day of the year, right? Which is a feast of Passover, which will be taking place in Atlanta, Georgia. All right. In Atlanta, Georgia. The colors are burgundy, white, gold, and cream. This will be April 11th through April 13th. To get your tickets, you have to come to the website and reserve your seats. Right here, as you can see, you can be invited. Ticket purchases, single tickets are $75. Family tickets are $150. Go to the website and get all the information. I'm not going to go through it all right here, but this is how you do it. So we hope that those who want to come out and feast, come out to the feast with us, please do so. We would love to see you. All right. But that is our feast of Passover coming up. Any brothers who are wanting to put their brick in with the Anointed House of Saints, just remember you can do so by sending us your requests at Anointed House of Saints, Salaka, at anointedhos@gmail.com. In the subject line, make sure you put prospect phase. We will get that information to you when the next phase will be starting, because we would love that. We're trying to get brothers, we're trying to get soldiers, we're trying to get captains, we're trying to get officers. We want brothers to do this work, right? We want brothers to come back to where they left, come do the work of the Most High. That's what we're hoping for. Let me see, is there anything else? I think I've seen a few people come in. I'm gonna give a few shout outs, and we're gonna get this Daniel 7. I want to give a shout out to Sister Lily, Shalom, to the mighty Captain Aharon, Shalom, to the mighty brother Kawal, Shalom, to the mighty soldier Gary, Shalom, to the mighty soldier Araya, Shalom, also to that mighty soldier 2 times, That's Soldier Keziah 2 times. Shalom to you 2 times. Hey, that's the only brother I know that do it 2 times. And that's what's up.
Yeah, for sure.
But all praise to the Most High. Hey, let's go ahead and get this Daniel 7:18. We can go ahead and get on out of here for tonight. Let me get that for you. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 18. Should have had it queued up already. Slack it.
Sure, good.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18, and it reads, "But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever, by Hashem, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai." All praises for that. So Uriah and our people, the smartest dumb.
For sure.
Yeah, we are. But hey, we're prayerful. We're going to pray. We're going to keep doing this work that the Most High bring in his sheep so we can get up out of this old stanky kingdom that we in called Slum America. All right. Yeah. So with that, we want to thank you again for coming back again on another Milk Monday. We hope to see you on next week. But until then, this is Officer Knock.
Captain All You All, the Aristocrat.
And this is the Anointed House of Saints, Milk Monday. Hey, we will see you on next Monday. Shalom, 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 saints. Until next time. Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music, black music.